Sometimes you might want to work a row of crab stitch after you work a row of single crochet. Crab stitch is also called reverse single crochet. Notice here that the top of the piece has those little V's or chain going across the top that looks just like the bind off of the knitting did, only it's in the new yarn and it sits on top of these crochet stitches. That's what you usually get on the top of a row of a crochet. Remember, with single crochet, we started on the right and we came across to the left. Now with crab stitch or reverse single crochet, we're going to go in the opposite direction and we're going to add a little edging that looks completely different. What we're going to do is go into the stitch to the right of where our hook is. And you can see that you have to kind of fudge things a little and finagle with what's a comfortable way to hold things to do this. We're going to wrap the yarn around the hook and bring it through to the front, and the two strands cross each other, and then we pull the yarn through the two loops together just as we did with the regular single crochet. I'm going to do a few of these so you can see how it comes out different than regular single crochet, and I'm going to point out the little trick that makes you have the different texture. Again, we're going backwards, so we're going to just do whatever way we can find that's comfortable to put the hook through that stitch, and then we will grab the yarn, and again, we're kind of going in the opposite direction, so we might be twisting our hook in the opposite direction. But when we pull it through to the front, we want to make sure to give it a little twist so those two strands are crossed over each other. And that's what causes this to look different than single crochet, is that these strands are crossing each other. And you can see how tight they are next to each other on the hook because they're crossed, they're being pinched together. Again, go into that stitch to the right, pull the yarn through to the front, give it that little twist to the wrist to twist and cross those two stitches. Once you get going, it gets easier, but the first few stitches will feel quite awkward because it's very different than the feeling of regular crochet stitches. But I want to show you is that it really looks different. So here we have the single crochet, which had a nice smooth chain edge, and here we have what I'm working with the crab stitch, and it's a really firm, almost looks like a beaded or braided edge. So let's go ahead and go all the way across the row. So isn't that pretty? I've gone all the way across the row, and just like regular crochet and knitting, when you get to the end, you just cut your yarn and pull it through the last loop. And it just makes a completely different design, beautiful finished edging that works on lots of projects that you can just want to have a little bit of additional embellishment on the edge.